Right, hi. My name is Zoe McEwen and I work for the UK Academy of Wedding and Event Planning as their course consultant. We have lots of students on our courses, and today we're going to talk to one of our students, Rachael Mills, who has started up her own business called Rachael Emma Events. So, hi Rachel.
Hi.
That's right, isn't it? Your business is called Rachael Emma
It
Events.
is, yes. Yes.
Just checking that I haven't got that wrong. So if we could go back to the beginning, we know that you're a student with the Academy, but if we could just go back to before you decided to take the course, what were you doing and what were your thoughts then, and how did you come to opt to take the course?
Okay. Well, I was studying English literature at university, and I wanted to do something where I actually started a job. And I have ME, so I wanted to do something where I could be my own boss. And so I was thinking what I could combine my skills with. And I'm very creative, but I'm sort of very controlling and organised as well. So I just thought this sounded like something I would really enjoy doing. So I started researching it, and my sister's a registrar as well, so she was telling me about all the weddings she takes part in, and after researching, yours came up as the best academy to study with. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice to know. So were you looking to do just weddings or events, both?
Just weddings, I think, yes.
Okay. So you started, which course did you take with us?
The diploma in styling and design and the
Okay.
planning.
So
Yeah.
how long ago did you start that course?
I think it was a year ago now, yes.
Okay, you've worked quite solidly through it. How have you found that?
Um, I really enjoyed it. I wanted to keep studying it because I enjoyed each week's material.
Yeah. So did you have a set time when you worked on the course, or did you just work
Um,
whenever?
I tried to do sort of a set time a couple of days a week, and then that would give me time to get my assignments and work on that as well. Yeah.
So did you have a plan that you wanted to start your own business when you did the course, or were you just sort of seeing where it took you?
Just seeing where it took me really. I wasn't sure if I'd end up trying to work in a venue or maybe setting up a business in something else, but
Hmm.
I decided I enjoyed it so much I was going to attempt to set up my own business. Yeah.
Okay. So how far into the course was it that you suddenly thought, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for it now. Make that
Maybe
decision.
about halfway through when I realised how much I was enjoying it, because you don't know until you actually start the work if it's really going to be for you, but I was just enjoying it so much I thought I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so your company is it mainly weddings?
It is, yes, because I
You
think that's
called
what I
it
really like to work
Rachel
in.
Emma Events, so I wasn't sure whether you.
Well, I've put that at Rachael Emma Events because it gives me a bit of leeway when I'm starting up. Like if
Yeah,
I want to get experience in some different events and to build up a portfolio, I'm not limited by just Rachael Emma Weddings.
yeah, absolutely. So what things did you find difficult? So you decided literally just one day to draw up a website? Is that where you started?
Yes, but actually doing the course when I had to do the business plan and everything like that, that really helped to get me to decide what I'm focusing on and how to set it all up. I think without that, I would have been sort of floundering a bit.
Yeah, it does give you that motivation and it takes you through the stages in a natural order, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, yes. And I think without that, you'd be quite lost doing it yourself.
Yeah. So you sort of decided on the work that you were going to offer, the services, got all that information. Did you just literally start? I remember when I did it, started just writing notes. I was just writing
Yeah,
stuff, doing
yeah,
lots of
just
research.
yeah, carrying a notebook around every time I thought of something, then researching that. And I did a lot of research in the area, um, and just sort of decided what I was going to offer, and then started pricing in the area as well. But I mean, you've got to remember you've got to make money as well, so there's no point underpricing. So I was just did a lot of research really.
Yeah, it is tricky. I remember quite enjoying the research and then thinking, oh, I've done quite a lot of research now. I've got to stop doing the research and
Yes, actually, yeah, get started on it. Yes,
make
because I
some
think you can get
decisions.
lost in all the planning and
Yeah.
realise, yeah, I've just got to get started. Yeah.
So did you design your website yourself? Did you go to somebody to get it designed?
I actually designed it myself because I had a little bit of experience, so I did it myself. But I think maybe in the future, I think it's worth definitely getting it designed by someone. Yes. I did get my logo designed though by someone else because I couldn't have done that myself.
That
Yeah.
does look quite, that is quite professional, and that's a really good start, that first thing that people see.
It
So
is.
how did you decide on that logo and the look of the logo? Because it's lovely.
Well, I just decided when I was doing researching on logo and branding, and it was saying to decide sort of a season that represents you. And I thought, well, obviously for weddings, I would say summer. So I wanted very sort of florals and pretty summer colours. Then I just gave those ideas to someone, and they came back with that logo. Hmm.
Ah, nice idea. I like
Yeah.
the thought of the seasons thing. So what about the name as well? I remember toying with the name, my name, the company. Mine's Cherish Wedding Planning.
I
But
know, I know. That took a long, long time. I had literally just notes and notes of possible names, and I thought, well, is that a bit too twee? Or and then I
yeah,
thought I'm just going to use my name because being like the owner as well, I thought I might as well get my name out. Then it gives you a bit more. I think people get to know your name as well if that's in your business name. Yeah.
because it will help with the brand. You
Yes.
are selling yourself.
Yes.
You are Rachel Emma Events. So
Yes.
I like it. You've got to have a good name for that, though.
I know.
No, Zoe McEwen's not kind of roll off the tongue. It's like, oh, but I think Rachael Emma does work, and sticking with those rather than Rachael Mills.
Yeah,
Rachel
that's a bit boring, so get rid of that. Yeah.
got a nice sound to it. So I think that's great. So what would you say have been your real successes, the things that you've been really proud of along the way?
Um, I think some of the remarks on my assignments when you think you're not doing well and then you put something together and then your tutor tells you that they really liked it and you think, well, they're in the business so they know, and it just gives you that bit of confidence. Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's nice to know that
Yeah.
'cause we do pride ourselves on our tutoring,
Yes.
and everybody who does tutor has their own business. So hopefully,
Yeah.
you're speaking from experience and giving you the guidance that you need at the time, not just answering questions about
No.
assignments. If
Yeah.
you need
Get a
anything else.
lot of guidance. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of your business, how do you feel? So you've got your website now. What are you sort of concentrating on now?
Well, I've been building up my blog at the moment, trying to get followers with that and then linking up to suppliers in the region. I've been doing a lot of supplier interviews at the minute, and I think it's just a way of building up contacts with everyone and they get to know you as well.
That's
Um,
great. You're obviously confident enough to do that. 'Cause some people are like, oh, I'm nervous. I've just started. How do I approach somebody? How do I do that? You're just going for it. If you want to make a success of it, though, you've kind of got to.
You've got to, yeah. I just started researching the most popular one, like suppliers in the area, and I just sent them an email saying I was starting up a blog and would they be interested, and they all said yes. Yeah. So
That's
it's
really good because also it's a two-way thing, and you learn a lot about them and build a
yeah,
relationship.
yes. And it just it was sorry.
It's all right. It flips back and forth. If you get a successful blog going, that can really help with your website.
Yes, because they both link to each other as well. I've got my website on my blog and my blog on my website, and it's just a way of getting traffic to both places, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely, no, that's a good thing to do. So, what do you think you've still got to learn, and still, obviously, you want to grow the business to be a huge success?
Obviously, it's getting out there and getting the experience, I think, is the main thing. I'm busy working, I've got some work experience in different venues in the region at the moment, and I thought it's just a way to see how they work behind the scenes and get to know people and suppliers that are coming in. And I think that'll give me the confidence. It's like a stepping stone to just going out and planning a whole wedding.
Yeah, I agree. You need to build that up. Just know a few things, and then when you get your client meetings,
Yeah.
you can talk with a bit more ease.
Yeah.
If you do know some of the venues around, and you have got some supplier contacts and things like that, and it is all about present yourself as best you can. So if you feel comfortable, then you're going to do that, aren't you? When you
Yes. Yes. And a lot of the time, I've been asking the venues if I can have permission to use the photographs. So it means it's helping me build up that portfolio as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're really learning some and practicing some really good business skills.
Yeah, well, a lot of the advice I got from the videos through the course, and that advice about asking to use the photos in the portfolio was from one of the videos, and I thought, well, that's a good idea to help you build it up. If you haven't got any events and you haven't got a portfolio, it can be difficult.
Absolutely. So to try and find your next new clients and new events and things like that, what ideas have you got? Any other ideas? What sort of things are you going to try to do?
Um, Advertising really on some of the local blogs, some of the local websites like Brides Up North. I'm contacting them, and I have got a couple of wedding fairs just to sort of get to know other suppliers as well, I think, and maybe we can keep each other in mind when we get new clients. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, just try a few wedding fairs, see how it works, assess it. Sometimes it's just good to get your name out there and get yourself known.
Yes.
And then often there's other things come out of that. The other thing I would say is maybe look at doing sort of promotions, competitions, giving away your time free.
Right. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly the season now, but
No.
doing what you're doing is good, building that up. But when you get after Christmas, there'll be a lot of newly engaged couples that got engaged over Christmas, and lots of like radio shows, newspapers, magazines, just locally, just start locally. We'll be doing competitions around that. Coming up for Valentine's Day, there'll be a lot of competitions and things going on locally. There'll be a lot of publicity and promotion. And if you can get in that early enough in January, get a bit of a plan going for what you could launch ready for Valentine's Day, and maybe launch some kind of a promotion. See if you can offer some free hours for competitions, prizes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say thank you for that advice. It's really good advice, yes.
It's just planning ahead a little bit, because I remember thinking it hadn't really occurred to me that Valentine's Day would be something I could use.
No, because you think of it as being too obvious, and I think you forget about it.
Yeah, and also it comes around really quick after Christmas if you're not ready with something.
Yes, definitely.
Start thinking now. Okay, so they're going to be, probably some people who got engaged New Year's Eve, or, sort of very exciting times for people starting the new year. And also people perhaps start planning their wedding. They think, if I'm getting married next year or the year after, we'll do Christmas and then we'll start on that. So there's a lot of new beginnings out there. So if you could just plan and think of a strategy, and then, as I said, the media and the publicity around you will really start to pick up in February, and they'll be looking for people to advertise, put in their blogs. Try, if you can, just to do free stuff. Yeah. Try to contact your local newspaper and say, would you like to do an angle on a wedding planner ready for your February the 14th Valentine's Day edition or something. If you get in there early and start seeing what you can push and say, inquiring ready for Valentine's Day, see if there's anything out, just give that a try. And I think that works quite well for me, that kind of thing. And I did quite a lot of free hours. Also, with the wedding fairs, you should get a list of the emails, contacts of the people that go there.
Okay, thank you.
If you advertise at the fair, then they should be giving you something. If you're at the fair, they should give you a list of everybody that came. Everyone will sign in, and also that you should be able to put things in the bag. The bag you get at a wedding fair, a bride will get a bag. So put some, get something printed off, some vouchers with 20% off if you contact me by Valentine, or a promotional deal, the first 3 hours free.
Right, okay, that's a really good idea, yeah.
Things like that, just be thinking ahead for what you can do for that, and that's just sort of my advice back to you. And in lieu of thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you very much. Thank you, it's been enjoyable.
What's your web address, Rachel?
www.rachaelemmaevents.co.uk.
And whereabouts are you based?
In Alnwick, Northumberland.
Oh, in Alnwick. Oh, nice. Harry Potter.
Exactly. We've got the gardens and the castle. Yeah.
Oh, I love those fountains.
Exactly.
It's so popular. Again, just in case, a lot of our students are looking for connections with other students locally to them. And I think that, we should look on that as a sharing opportunity.
Yes, definitely.
If there are other people, share our experiences, pull what we know, work together. The more of us there are working in a good way together in a locality, the better, I think. Yeah. So it's good for us just to know where you are and where you're based in case anybody wants to contact you. And also things like style shoots. So when you build up your confidence a little bit, look into that a bit more.
Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you. Yes.
I've just lots of ideas for you. Anyway,
I know about.
it didn't mean to turn into a sort of a tutoring or motivational session. Rachel, you're doing very well on your own without us.
You.
So thank you very much and really appreciate you talking to us today. Thank you.
Thank you. I've had fun. Thank you. Bye.